Hello everyone, BJ Manuel here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to create this boom gate animation. We're going to be playing with some simple and basic animation skills on Alightmotion. I hope you enjoy it. Have fun. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so after you've watched the video and you enjoyed it. Okay, I'll see you in the tutorial. Let's go. Alright guys, let's begin by creating a new project. You can call it whatever you want. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is create a background. I'm going to create a background for our composition. I'll fill the area, or I think stretch is okay. And I'll just pick a random background. You can choose whichever background you want. We might decide to change that later on, but let's just keep it at that. Now the first thing we want to create is the boom gate. Alright, so let's create the stand for the boom gate. So we're going to bring in a square like that, and we're going to apply these settings. So you just go to your transform, unlink that, and then for this one you just make it 132. Okay, so just make it 132, and then for this guy you make it 393. All right, 393. And then we'll change the color to this. Then you can just drag it here. You can just drag it to the middle. And we create another one, or you can just duplicate it. Duplicate, change the color. And then we are going to give it the settings, make it 92 here, 92, and then make this 385. Beautiful. Now the next thing to do is we are going to create another box. So all you need to do is just bring in this, and then you can change the color. Let's give it a darker color like so. Cool. And then you can just give it a setting 70 on this guy. Cool. And then on this guy you give it 51. And then you can just take it there. Cool. Now the next thing we want to create is the bar. So we're going to create the bar. These ones you can just group them together if you so wish, just for your work to be neat. Okay, so we're going to create the bar now. So I'll bring this in, and then we're going to adjust it through our transform. So we're going to stretch this out to say 1333, 1333, like that. And then this guy we're going to make it 41. Make that 41. 42, whichever works for you. Okay, so now we're gonna make it a red color. So what you're gonna do now is just go to your color and then give it the red color, whatever color you want. I'm gonna make it a little dark, yeah, like that. Cool. I think what I'll do is I'll leave that for later. Alright, so then you just adjust it a little bit like so. So just a little adjustment like that. Cool. Now the next thing I'll do is I'll duplicate it. Let's duplicate. Yeah, and then I'll just reduce. I'll go to transform and then I'll just reduce the length. So I'll just, on this one, let's change the color so you can see what we are doing. Let's make it white. So I'll just reduce the length here to 826. So just make this 826. Nice. Now I'll just adjust it and leave it there. Cool. Now the next thing we want to do is on this white that we just created, we are going to go to our effect and bring in the swipe, the stripe, I mean to say. So we're going to bring in the stripe, so you can come in here and type stripe. So we're going to have that, and then you bring in the standard stripe. Now for the count, we're going to make it 5.8 for the count. Now for the width, we're going to make it 0.06. 0.06 or 0.6, I mean to say, yeah, 0.60 like so. And then for the angle, we are going to make it 139. Yeah, whichever works for you. All right, and then the color, we're going to just bring in the red color. That's the very color that we used before. We can go in and edit that. Yeah, so it gives us almost the same red as the one on the bar. Yeah, and yeah, we are good right there. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is we want to put a circle just to pinpoint the pivot point. So we're going to do that, make it a white color, make it white, and then I'll reduce the size a lot. So I think I'll just yeah, so we can see what is going on. All right, so we drag that here and then we reduce it some more, yeah, just to give it that, yeah. And I think we are done with all this, so we can zoom back out. Now the next thing we want to create is you can actually group all these together and then name it as your bar. Yeah, group them together and name it the bar. So you can come in here, bar. Cool. Here you can name this one your left stand. Or whatever, just for you to know what you're doing. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to create on the right side barricade on the right side. So go in there, bring in this, and then we'll go to transform. So we'll have 42, 42, yeah, 42 or 48, 43. Let me just use 43. Yeah, and then for the other side I'll use 171 or 172, whichever one works. Yeah, 172. So, okay. All right, so you drag it to this side. Cool. Now we create another one, just duplicate it, and then we'll reduce the size. Let me change the color so you can see what we're doing. Nice. So we'll change the settings here. Here is 26 by 26 or 28. Now let me use 26. Yeah, and then here you leave this one as it is. Okay, cool. Now we're going to create another one. Actually, the one we just created before the last one, we're going to make it yeah, so we're dragging it down. So you drag it down here. Yeah, just make sure it is aligned with the one on the right, on the left, sorry. And then for this, we're going to change the color to the bright yellow, and then we are dragging it down on top of it like that. Cool. Now we are going to create another one. We're probably just going to duplicate. So I'm just going to duplicate. Cool. And then I'll change the color. Let me change the color to dark kind of. I think I need to zoom in on this so you can see what we're doing. Yeah, this is what we're creating. All right, so we'll change the setup here to 33. Cool. And then we'll leave that at 171, like so. Then you can bring that here. So you're sending this to the back, so you drag it to the back. Yeah, and then you duplicate it one more time. Just this one you just created now that you drag to the back, duplicate it, and change the color. So I'm changing the color to the bright. Yeah, and then we're changing the size 26. Yeah, and we're good. So we have something like that. Okay, so what we can do is just group them together. So I'm going to group them together. So let's group them together, group, and then we can drag it a little bit closer, yeah, to this guy, like that. And yeah, we are done with this. So the next thing we want to do now is bring in our car. So we're going to bring in our car. Let's bring in the car. Let me go look for my car. Cool. So we have our car, and then we are going to just reduce the size like that, and then send it to the back. Good. So we have our car like that. Beautiful. So everything is coming together now, so we know exactly what we are doing now. So now we are going to take the car to the back from the beginning. So I'll just reduce the size of the car so it goes back like that from the beginning. Good. And then we'll just move to say 2 seconds or 2 seconds 15 frames, and then we bring the car here. Oh, sorry, I didn't add a keyframe at the beginning. So let me add a keyframe. I'll add a keyframe. Remember, we are on the transform. Okay, we are here. Okay, so go to 2 seconds and 15 frames, and then you bring your car here. Nice. So if you give it a play, you have something like this. All right, so what we'll do now is just add a little bit of, so it slows down as it approaches the boom gate. Okay, so it slows down as it approaches the boom gates like that, or you can, slow it down a little bit from the beginning, and then it drives fast towards the middle and then slows down. So what we can do is actually we can increase the, you see what I'm doing? I'm stretching the, so it's 4 seconds 15 frames now. Okay, so it looks a little bit realistic. You get it now. So that's it, guys. Now when we get here, we're going to bring in an arm that I downloaded from the internet. You can just search for it on the internet. An arm with a credit card. So you can go ahead and download it from the internet. Just search for arm with credit card PNG, and then something like this will come out. All right, so that's just it. Now I'll reduce the size and then send it to the back of the car. So I'll take it here, so the hand comes out. We don't want to see the head, just the hand is okay for me. All right, so I'll rotate it a little bit. I think 15 frames should be okay with the rotate. Okay, then I'll increase the size a little bit. Good. So you have something like this. So as the car approaches, the arm comes out. So before the car finally stops, the arm starts to come out. So from there. Now at this point the arm should be inside, not outside. So we come to position, add a keyframe, and bring the arm right in there. Okay, so as the car finally stops, let's say at 5 seconds, the arm comes out, swipes the, swipes it, and then goes back in. So it comes out like so, and then it remains there for just a split seconds. Add a keyframe there, and then it goes back in at 6:15. It goes back in like that. Cool. So we can have something like this, goes back in like that. All right, but what we're going to do now is we're going to adjust this. We don't want it to come out too much, yeah, for it to be a little bit realistic. Cool. Then we'll drag that back also. Cool. And then this guy, I'm gonna, you know, just drag it back in a little bit. Cool. So we have this now. Swipes, comes back in. Yeah, cool. That's looking real nice. Right, let me adjust this. I want the swipe to be to take a little time. So let's go again. Swipe, comes back in. All right. So while he is swiping, before he begins to come, at this middle of that, we are going to come to our bar now. So you come to the bar. Now I'm going to stretch this a little bit out for you to see what we're doing. So at the bar, before we begin to do anything on the bar, what you want to do first is you go to your transform and click on the transform again, and then you have your anchor point at the middle there. So you drag the anchor point to the white circle, all right, because that's where we want our bar to start rotating. If you leave the anchor point at the middle of the bar, it will just rotate at the front of the car. We want it to rotate right at the pole at the left. That's where we want the bar to start rotating. So that's why you need to drag the anchor point to the circle. I think I'll stretch this out a little bit more so you can see what we're doing. So I'm dragging that dot there. So I'm dragging the dot to the circle. So you can leave it there at the middle of the circle. So that's where our anchor point is at. So I'll go back. Cool. Now we can add a keyframe on rotate now. So at this point we add a keyframe to rotate, and then we'll take it to the front to say 7 seconds, and then we rotate like that. So you can see now it's rotating at the anchor point. So 90 degrees. So we have that. It swipes and then it goes up. All right. So what we can do is add a keyframe, add a movement to the rotation through the graph. So at the end, it just slows down like that. So we have something like this. For me, it's too fast, so we can stretch it out a little bit more. So you stretch it out a little bit more. So if you give it a play now, you can have something like that. Nice. So as that goes up, the car starts to move out. All right. So as it goes up and the hand of the man is in the car, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to group the arm and the car together. So I'm grouping the arm and the car together so they move out. Or what you can do, since you are done with the arm, the moment the arm gets into the car, so you see the arm is in the car at this point. So what I can do is I'll just cut the arm out. So since I don't need it anymore, there is no need for the arm anymore. So the arm comes in and then I cut it off. I don't need it anymore. So you come here, click on your car, and then click on the car, and then come to move and transform. Then you click on this Z axis on your transform, click on the Z axis, and then add a keyframe. Add a keyframe there. Yeah, I think I need to remove this keyframe. I don't need it. All right, so you come here. Now you add a keyframe there, and then you move to the front a little bit. Move some keyframes forward, and then you drag the Z position of your car like so until it disappears. Cool, like that. So you have something like that. Okay, So you have this, like that. All right, so the last thing you need to do now is, while the car is moving, your bar should definitely be dropping also. Okay, so as the car begins to move, as the car moves, then you go to your bar. Where's the bar now? So at this point, your bar also go to rotate, and then your bar drop, add a keyframe, and then come here. Then you can drop your bar, or you can drop it at the end, no problem. So you drop your bar. Cool. Then you can also add a little bit of like that. So if you give it a play now, you have this going on. Our car comes, the driver swipes like so, the bar opens, the car moves, and then you have that. So that's basically everything about the animation. Okay, so I think the last thing we need to add is the shadow of the bar. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create that. Just stretch it. You can use your hand to stretch this. There's no big deal. All right, so I'll just stretch that here. I'll stretch this here like so. Cool. And then we can make it black. Just make it a black color. All right, so I'll adjust it, bring it to back. Okay, cool. So I'll adjust that so that it fits like that. Now what we can do, or I think I need to adjust it a little bit more, since like so. Cool. And then I'll just just reduce the then you can just drag this and put it there. Okay, so we'll just adjust the roundness. All right, so you look for the feather and apply the feather edges. Okay, so you have something like that, and then you can go ahead and decrease the opacity a little bit. So you have something like that, and then you can increase it if you so wish. So that gives you an illusion like there is a shadow of that bar there. So you can decrease the, and then the last thing you want to do now is the same thing we did to the bar. You bring in the, click on the move icon, and then drag your anchor point to where the anchor point of the to that very point. And so as the bar raises, as the bar goes up at this point, so as the bar goes up, you do the same thing. So what you do is come to transform, and then add a keyframe and go to where the bar moves up, and then you can just decrease the size of that brother just a little bit. So you can see as the bar goes up, you might not be able to see it because I think it's dragging my the power of my but yeah, you can. So once we export it, you'll see the effect of what we are doing. Okay, so just go back. Okay, and for the last part, as the car moves out, add a keyframe, and then to the point where it drops, add, yeah, add that. So all you need to do now is copy the graph on your bar, on the rotate, copy the graph here. So we could click on that, copy curve, and then I'll paste it here for the move of the shadow. Now paste it on the shadow, so the movement is the same. Okay, the movement is the same. All right, so do the same thing here. Go to the rotate of your bar, copy the curve, and then you add it to the shadow as well. You know it's on the move, so you go to the shadow move and then paste, so you have the same movement. So everything is the same. All right, and that's it, guys. We are done with our animation. So let's export it and see what we have done. All right, so guys, after the export, this is what we have. So you can see our shadow is perfect. All right, so that's just it, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's it, guys. That brings us to the end of this animation, and these are the ways you can just make animations. And there are principles. Once you understand the principles, animations are quite easy to make. All right, I'll see you in the next video, guys. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel before you leave. Thank you so much. I love you guys. See you in the next video.